Hello everyone and welcome to Semi Homesteading with Abby, where we talk all things homesteading, homemaking, and motherhood. Today we're going to talk about meal planning, how I plan my meals, get my groceries, and do it all quickly and easily. Before I was married, when I was living on my own, I pretty much did not meal plan almost at all. Maybe I would have like 1 or 2 meals that I knew I wanted to make throughout the week. But really most of the time I would just go to the grocery store on my Sunday grocery day and walk around and just grab things, hoping I could make some meals later. But when I got married, my husband was already in the practice of meal planning and getting only the groceries that you need for the meals and snacks that you want throughout the week. So in my experience, it's ended up being a lot healthier and a lot cheaper to do that instead of just wandering the aisles and, you know, shopping when you're hungry and picking out all the sweets and all the things that you definitely don't need. So he was the one that kind of taught me how to do this, and I've been doing it for the last 3 years that we've been married, and I've honed my system for doing this quickly, easily, and having really good meals throughout the whole week. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe to this channel. It really helps me out and supports me. So let's get into it. I'll show you how we meal plan. Okay, so there's a series of categories that I go through when putting together my grocery list. The first thing you always want to do is to take an inventory of what you currently have in your house. Get rid of all the expired food from last week that maybe you didn't use. Keep track of what you meant to use last week and maybe you didn't, and you can try to utilize those in your recipes. So first thing you want to do is clean out expired food. Take an inventory of what you have currently so you can kind of guide your recipes in that direction, and that way there's less food waste. The second thing is to plan dinner. When I'm about to start meal prepping, I go back to our family recipes. Dinners also tend to have the most variety, so this is kind of where I can go out and explore new recipes, figure out some different things we've wanted to try, and try to find recipes to make those. A tip that has saved me a lot of money and time is to do some meals that will span multiple days. So I'll have a crock pot meal that I'll make on Monday, and I'll make enough so that the leftovers will be our dinner on Tuesday. So we kind of cut our cooking time in half. Don't have to buy all the new ingredients. You just kind of make enough for both meals. I mentioned crock pot meals. These have really saved me in both meal planning and the time cooking. I'm now back to work part-time. I have the mornings free, but I work the afternoons. So crock pot meals have really saved me because I can throw stuff together in the morning, let it cook all day, and then by the time I'm done with work, dinner is ready. Plus there are a ton of good crock pot recipes everywhere online. So every week that I meal plan, I choose 2 crock pot recipes. I have 1 crock pot meal be our Monday, Tuesday dinner, and 1 crock pot meal be our Wednesday, Thursday dinner. On Friday night, we have people over, so I tend to plan for a big meal. Saturday, I kind of try to do like an old classic meal, like one of our family recipes or something a little bit more nostalgic, like Sloppy Joe's or something. And we usually plan for 1 meal to be eaten out. So I'll go in, find some recipes, pull them up on different phone tabs, and then I build my grocery list as I go through each of these categories. So you can either write it down, or I actually go directly into the King Soopers app because I tend to get groceries delivered to me. It saves me a lot of time, saves me a lot of effort, and it's only like $10 to actually get my groceries delivered to my house, which is amazing. I understand that if you're, you know, in a more rural area, this might not be an option. So you can just write it on your notes app or just a piece of paper. That works too. So basically you just go through each dinner recipe, look at the ingredients, kind of cross-reference with the inventory that you just took of your pantry and your fridge so you're not buying a ton of duplicate items. And that is the first category. Dinners are done. Now we move to lunches. Lunches are hard because I feel like we have the same thing over and over and we can get sick of them. We have like soups or sandwiches. I try to do really, really easy and simple lunches. So add that to your list. Then we do breakfast. My husband doesn't really eat breakfast. I pretty much eat the same breakfast every day, which is like an avocado toast with an egg on top. Just figure out the breakfast you want to eat for that week and add those to your list. Now we have all the major meals taken care of, and that's pretty much where I used to keep it. That's where I said, okay, I'm good. I've meal planned for the week. And then we get into the middle of the week and we're like hungry at night. Oh, I think I want a little snack. Okay, we have no snacks. Oh, we don't have that because I only planned for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I did not plan for anything. So the next category is snacks and drinks. We usually get things like almond, bubbly water, pretzels, chips, anything that you know you're gonna get a hankering for. Sometimes you just want some chips and you want to have planned for that so you don't have to like run out to the store or something. Next is just your basic staple cooking items. So anything like cooking spray, butter, milk, eggs, any of the things that you just want to have like a decent amount of at any given time. These things are just good to have on hand. You're gonna use them for many, many recipes. So you wanna make sure that your staples like that are taken care of, that you have enough This list might look a little bit different for everyone. Maybe flour is something you always check every week and you wanna make sure you have stocked up. But if you never bake, maybe that's not really something that you need to add to your staples list. This category kind of evolves over time as you learn what you use a lot. Next category is toiletries. So in my cleaning schedule video, there is an action item on here on Saturday, I believe it is, to check your toiletries. Toothpaste, toothbrushes, mouthwash, deodorant, anything that you could be running low on, this is the time you add those to your list. Then we go into things like household items. So toilet paper, paper towel, trash bags. Check the stocks of all of those and add those to the list as well. And then we go into any desserts or holiday staples. We're going into fall and I've been getting the hankering for some pumpkin bread, pumpkin spice lattes, all sorts of pumpkin things. So this week I added a few cans of pumpkin puree because I know, I'm not exactly sure what recipe I might want to make, but I have flour, I have butter, I have egg, and I want to make sure I have pumpkin puree on hand. So if I find a recipe that I want to make, I can do that and I'll have the things on hand. So you kind of want to be looking ahead at this point into any special occasions you have that week. You want to be prepared for any sort of festive meals or treats I want to make. So it feels a little overwhelming sometimes to meal plan, but if you break it down into these categories and just add the ingredients as you go, it really is methodical and quick and easy. And as you practice more and more, it'll get a lot easier. Sometimes I see one and I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing that complex meal this week. I don't have time for that. I'm going simple. And that is okay. So I have placed my grocery order on the King Soopers app. I have it being delivered later today. So I am all meal planned for the week. My job here is done. So that is all for this week's video. I hope this helps you in your meal planning journey as well. You definitely have to put in some work up front for the week, but it saves you time, money, and effort throughout the rest of the weeks. I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure if you like this video and like my channel to subscribe. But that is all for this week's video. I will see you next week for another one. Bye everyone.